Hey, Jazz.
Hi,
Nice to see you.
see you too. Good
Did
to
you do
see you.
your hair different?
I did. I
It's
changed my hair.
nice.
Hi, thanks.
I like it.
Um, I'm really excited to be here.
Mm.
Um, I really enjoy this group.
Yeah,
It's,
we're happy that you're here.
thank you. Um, I feel like every time I join this group now, I went to a concert, so I lost my voice.
That's
Um,
okay.
but I a lot of things that I feel like my mind's been just like really hammering at. It gets like totally disarmed. And it's just like, yeah, girl, no, sit down. It's like my mind's just like, sit down. Like, it's like, no, no. And I'm really grateful for that because I'm just like, wow, yeah, like you're all right. Just chill.
Nice.
And then it's like, I was like, from the last time we met too, I can really just like, I've been like kind of like really sitting with like whatever the body needs and just trying to provide a lot of presence and space for whatever that is. And then if it feels hard to like give space to that, like, I was just like, okay, like, it, oh, you're just clinging onto this a lot right now. That's okay. When you're ready to just be in, we're here for you. Like, it's all good.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, it's just been like a lot of love and care for that. So then there's like, I don't know, like more energy and space has been created to do things to take care of my needs a lot. And like, I've had this history of growing up of like just really not prioritizing my needs, especially for my body, not being taught those things, not being mirrored that. So it's like, it does feel, like I'm a baby or a child in a lot of ways where it's like, okay, like I'm just like figuring it out and taking my time again. Because yeah, like my mind and like logically I know what to do to take care of my needs. But then there's always been that body disconnect to it, you know. So it's like right now I'm visiting friends and and because my I knew my body like it's like, oh, I need like, human interaction. And I love it. I've heard you say this in a video too, of like, oh, like it's oh, I want to see people. Like I want
Mm.
to be about people. And I've had like really, really nice interactions lately with people. Um, because usually I'm pretty like solo and to myself if I'm not like working or something. And it's been so lovely. And then like now it's just like, oh, like I was gonna like hang out again. And I'm just like, oh no, we're still listening to that body. You just need to be in bed and chill. And I'm gonna just honor that
Mm.
and just let people know where I'm at and feel really good with those decisions because the old people pleasing would be like, damn, like I gotta like get up and get caffeinated and yeah, I need to work out. I need to like it's like, like, nah, cool. I can do water, I can do food, I can do Suzanne, and I can lay down. Okay.
Nice.
So I feel really good with that. And then it's like even I can feel how my body's having lots of just reactions all the time. And just like, because I can feel how it's decompressing. And it's just like, I really appreciate, and I've been like, again, like kind of practicing how I hear you talk about it, Suzanne, for myself, though, like where I'm like, yeah, you just need to like lay down and just like react and respond to maybe the last couple of days or something. Like, that's cool. Like, just do that. Like, so it's like, okay, we're feeling jittery. We're feeling, a little anxious, a little like excitement, some gratitude. Some like, it's just, you're just doing it all. Okay, you need water. Okay, like, girl, do you? And just appreciating it and like feeling how smart and well practiced a lot of things have been to take care of myself so I can be here now in these moments. And like, I used to like really have this, and I felt like some relief again just during this call. Like, I was like, oh, like your body and mind, like set up and do like it did all these things to like protect yourself from a lot of traumatic things that you experienced. Like, it did these things so you could be okay over time. Like, and I can
Yeah.
appreciate how smart and beautiful and whole it is for that. Like, because it would have meant like falling apart maybe back then would have meant even more pain and more hurt. And I used to think like, oh, I was never safe. I was never stable. But I was just like, your body, your body and mind, like all these things, like it was protecting you. Like the coping was protecting you. So you could get through college, get through school, be able to move, have other relationships, have these other life experiences outside of the situation you were in. And like I can really honor and appreciate that now, like in ways I didn't even like really I couldn't see before.
Beautiful. Oh, yeah, that's so gorgeous.
Like I have never looked at it or felt it that way.
Mm.
And I studied psychology and like I've been in therapy, like I've been at this for a while and like in like the healing game and stuff and all that. And it's like you can talk about it and have some aspects where you're feeling into it, but to like really feel and understand that. I don't know. I feel like the way the collective frames it is like, yeah, it's like you experience certain things, you will always have that for the rest of your life. And you'll just feel you're broken forever or some shit like that. Like, I don't know. There's always been like, or I would look at other people like, oh, other people aren't having these experiences. That's why they're not having these kind of like problems and like projecting and looking out like, and it's like, no, all that's your mind running along these storylines, running along these collective storylines that have nothing to do with you. And when you get down really to it, like the whole essence of just like you know, and it's like, I'm not looking for, yeah, my suffering to end in any particular way, not searching for that, especially these last couple months where just things were like, the coping was just at an all-time high and like in ways I haven't experienced in a while. I was like, whoa. It's like I was like a little kid again or something like,
Yeah, nice.
and but like certain things have come down, like certain filters and things, like it can just like be, and I'm just like, I'ma just really let you be.
That's beautiful. Yeah, that's exactly how it was for me too.
Jesus.
Yeah, yeah. It is kind of sweet that you, in ways, you can revert back to a baby because you were never able to mature properly.
Yes.
Yeah. And you're right that your mind and body was protecting you in it was very smart, but it's also in a way now you can do it in a more intellectual way, meaning not intellectual, but more of looking at the whole picture kind of way, you know? And that
Yes.
was like a very limited way of protecting because that's all you had at that time. That's all
Yes.
the body had, you know? And it
Yes.
did its best and it did amazing for
Yes.
for what it for what it had. But yeah, now you could kind of include everything basically.
Yes. Cause like, and it's just like it really blows my mind because it's like I like it's like I was so severely neglected emotionally
Mm,
and in some ways physically that like, it's like naturally my body was like, okay, let's research psychology. Let's research. Like I like immediately went into 12 step when I was 19 and I
mm,
started doing things and like with that mind approach because I'm like something's up and I don't know what it is. And it's like I would look at it as like, look at me. I had to take care of myself all on my own. And I used to have that like really intense like view. And then
that
it's
makes
like
sense.
now, no, look at me. I was so naturally drawn to taking care of myself, even though I didn't know how to do it. It was like I'm looking up 12 step. I'm looking up therapy. Damn, I literally became a therapist
Mhm.
because it's like I was like, I need to figure this out.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
Like, and you learn about it in your mind like over and over repeatedly. I don't know how many times people have said this to me, therapists in 12 step, in like spiritual groups and meditation groups. It's like you did these things to cope with the trauma you're experiencing.
Beautiful.
But
Yeah.
but it's like when you're holding the shame energetically in your body so long, those words mean nothing.
Mm,
They
I could see
feel
that.
they feel good momentarily because it's like, okay. And then it still repeats itself because it's still in the body.
Hmm.
And you're just like, oh wow. And then it's like when you really sit with that shame, that pain, that suffering, allowing the body just to be whatever it needs to be, and still just loving on yourself through that is such a game changer.
Mm, totally. Yeah, it's completely different.
Yeah. I always get all tense when I talk to you.
Oh, you do? Oh, it was
I
so beautiful what you
My
said.
body gets so tense.
Oh no.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Let it be
I
tense.
Yeah, I know it's like
Yeah, what you shared was gorgeous. Everything you said was like so spot on.
uh, it's like yeah, now I'm noticing this thing when I share here. I'm like, yeah, just the whole body just gets real tense. And I'm like,
Yeah, it's okay. Where is it tense?
like in my shoulder. Honestly, it's my entire body, but mostly my shoulders and arms.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Hmm.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I do think I mean, it's so common that when we have a lot of suffering within, like, yeah, we want to find an answer and then we do a training and during the training, we kind of hope like, yeah, I'll just learn how to heal myself during the training and then do it to someone else. And but
Yeah.
from that perspective, it's very different from how you're experiencing it now without a definitive system and without all of those definitive labels that compartmentalize everything. It it does something quite different for the body where it's relieved of also the burden of having to maintain all of those structures and doing things
Yes.
in a linear way because that's mainly mind led and the mind has it's just limited. It just doesn't have a full perspective, you know. But the body itself, it's so unbelievably intelligent. It might seem to the mind that it's going backwards, but the body itself knows, you know, like layer by layer, what is just there.
Yeah. 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 So true. Um, wow.
So you did great. You know, you've done so much. You have probably learned a lot.
Yes. Yes. I'm grateful. And like, oh, and like, okay, and this is part of it too. Like, I think, okay, my mind will do this thing where it does this back and forth thing in relationships too, where if I put out kind of like some energy towards someone and they don't respond to it or something, and then I go, okay, I need to like focus on myself now, you know, and I'm just not gonna like do too much with you or whatever. Like thinking I'm making this grand like self-care moment or something, or protecting myself, because I've been shamed about feeling wanting to connect and wanting to have, social needs met. And like even now it's like um someone who I have like a lot of this like back and forth with, like I haven't talked to them in a while and they reached out to me and I had that like whole vibe again and I was like and then I was like, and then I felt when I was just feeling really present with myself and I was just like, hey, and I think I just didn't like just a loving message to them again. And I just didn't care about their response. And I was like, yeah, this is just where I'm at.
Oh,
Because,
beautiful.
like I would feel shame around like, oh, I'm texting someone and
Hmm.
bonding because they're not like thinking of me, considering me, or they don't care. They want me to like leave them alone or something.
Yeah, those
And
are very normal, common thoughts.
yeah, and like it just doesn't matter.
Hmm.
Like
Beautiful.
I can just feel I can feel that I want to connect to somebody. That's okay to have those feelings.
Hmm. Yeah, it's very healthy. It's very
Yeah,
normal. But you're
yeah,
right that when we've been shamed in whatever way, it gets twisted as if it shouldn't be there, but it's actually just a natural thing that's built into the body to want connection, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I've had like I I used to like really think that, oh, my because like I had a parent who was pretty like emotionally checked out a lot, and in certain ways, like I think in my personality, like things would get very performative of like, look, I am so engaging and loving and entertaining and supportive and hopeful. And like, I am just this most amazing person, like, wow, look at me, because that was how I got minimal needs met as a child. And that cycle kept continuing and continuing in friendships and jobs and stuff. And is was so great is that a lot of it has blown up in my face, especially in these last few years, where it's just like not sustainable. You know, you, I like really wanted more deep and authentic connection. It's like the more you start taking care of yourself and being there for yourself, the less like performative it gets.
Beautiful.
Oh, and you're just removing a mask.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't perform. And even now, it's just like, and like most of my relationships, it's like, I can't perform. I don't know how to anymore. Like, girl, I'm in the bed rotting. Like, that's where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
I can't go to your thing. I don't care.
Yeah.
I gotta do me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
exactly.
sending those messages and sending out those messages to people I care about have been very powerful and loving,
Mm.
because it just say I gotta just love on me and do me. Those are things I never used to say.
Yeah, it's surprising, huh? Sometimes the response that you get is just like, yeah, you take care of the body.
Yeah.
But it's surprising when there is kind of like a no, this is the only way I know how to function, and I don't know what the response would be otherwise. So it's kind of scary, but yeah, once you just see, it's like it's not all bad. People adjust, and because I was the same way. I was very performative. Because I wasn't really allowed to voice what I wanted. That's what it seemed like. So then my role in the family was to just make people happy. So then I would just like try to act happy all the time. And it was partially genuine, but partially like that's how I got love. And then it became quite fake. So then I did that with my friends, and yeah, it just kind of perpetuates itself. But you do see the exhaustion it and the fakeness that builds up over time, and the inability to even know who you actually are, what you actually want, what's natural. It takes a toll on the body in so many different ways.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes it just needs to fall apart in different ways, and you do see like it's a real gift that it did fall apart because now I can't and I don't want to fake anymore.
Impossible.
Yeah.
Thank God. Mm, yeah. And then like I love when like my mind thinks I'm past things.
Hmm. Yeah.
And I still will do some messy shit. I'll still do a couple messy things. And I'm like, that's funny.
Hmm.
It's still messy
Yeah,
sometimes, and that's fine.
that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In a way, that's part of the breaking down too, because the mind is used to assuming that things will be done or gone or solved or resolved. And it's just not the case. You're
Yeah.
just not in control like that. So,
Yeah. I was like, yeah. And it's like, it's part of the coping
mhm. Nice.
because I think I need to get my lick back, but not do anything too harmful. But I want to get my lick back because it's like when you're, again, performative, good girl all the time, over time, it's like, what the hell? I need to like, I need to react to this. I need to respond to this. And that's not what I do. But I'll have these like little moments of like, I'm about to go in on you right now. And it's so subtle and like small, but I know it is. It's just wild. I was like, oh man. When everything was breaking down, I had a whole villain error. And I didn't even do anything. But I would just like, it's like all the years and years of the hurt and pain in relationships really create that. And then it's nice even when then that breaks down too. And I just like, I'm like, I don't feel shame about it. I don't care. It's just part of my process. And I'm gonna honor it.
That
But
is so
yeah,
sweet.
yeah. But yeah. Thanks, y'all. Thanks for listening.
Thanks so much for sharing. It's very powerful, everything you said. So beautiful and well said. Yeah, we appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Thanks for the
Hmm.
space.
Yeah, thank you. kind of just is what it is, but I kind of like that I get to see people this way and hear their stories and what they're going through because it's going to be different for everyone. And I like that I'm reminded of some of the difficulties, like while going through this and hearing this kind of stuff, some of the difficulties that was obviously just kind of unique to here in the story here, but there was such a undervaluing of me, of like the self in a lot of different ways. So it was nice to validate it, to reassure that you are doing well and you have been doing well and you've actually been doing amazing your whole entire life. And perhaps partially that's more and more obvious to you because you see how much it's been dealing with the whole time. It just wasn't obvious to you in the moment. Um, but you really do see like you've done so well considering how much pressure is on you in all of these different ways. And I forget that it when I emphasize when your wants and desires kind of fall away, that's kind of where the body can really it reveals to you how alive the body actually is. Um, I forget that it's healthy to give yourself permission to want, because there might have been a suppression for whatever reason, perhaps even on the spiritual path, like hearing some of this stuff can unconsciously make you feel like it's a bad thing, wanting certain things. But largely, I can see I never suppressed my wants when going through this. There was sometimes a questioning of it if I could feel the suffering in it, but largely, I didn't make it go away. It just dissolved when it did. There's something I want to say about um like the idea of becoming more aware or conscious of things. Because I think a couple years ago when I heard that on the spiritual path, it felt like from this limited perspective, I was trying to become aware of things and trying to become more conscious of things. And I'm not saying that's not valuable. It's more obvious to me now that that's the opposite of this. Like that's kind of going the opposite direction. Um, and this is really simplistic, but it kind of felt like the knowing of all of these separate individual things and me understanding from my limited perspective how they're interconnected or how they make sense within my story, that was kind of being questioned as like not really real and not really true. And then it kind of opened up more space to more of what is, not in a knowable way, but in a less confined way. There was just more space around more stuff. So then I could see how that's sort of if you want to call it like more awareness or something, it was just more available. It's not that I became more aware. It's that a space opened up because I saw that I didn't know anything. So that kind of kept happening. Yeah, but I say those words quite lightly, awareness and consciousness. Like I don't really like using those words because it used to have so much importance and meaning to it when I was on the spiritual path. And now it's just empty words, but I can see how it can become more meaningful than it actually is. And then it's also confusing because people call this consciousness, but that's not what it is. Like you can't label it, you can't know what it is. And then it just sounds strange to use any word. And I used to try to think that I would eventually understand what consciousness was. Like I would really know what it was eventually. But that's not what happened. You just see that people were just using that word as if it was super special. They too have no idea, but maybe they actually believe that they know.
Hey, Suzanne.
Oh, hi, Ben.
I just want to say hi. I mean, I have,
Oh,
maybe I'll talk a little more next time, but Yeah, it's so good to see you and
Oh, it's so nice to see you.
a couple of the other familiar faces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks so much for saying hi.
I'd also just say hi.
Oh, how are you, Guru?
I'm okay.
Yeah,
I'm okay. Yeah.
good.
Been very interesting time.
Mm, yeah.
But um, someone
Mm,
just wanted to say hello.
yeah, I'm glad you did.
Yeah, I can go home tomorrow. I'm back home tomorrow.
Mm,
I'm now in the
yeah,
hospital and I can go home tomorrow.
nice.
Yeah, it was very interesting
Mhm,
time.
I'm sure.
And you were saying something about that before, about the challenging times being very interesting, kind of. And that's kind of that's really what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, where it's
down.
so unavoidable what the body's like feeling, right?
Yeah, so human, so basic human stuff, all the basic, absolutely basic stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, quite quite something to be a person.
I know.
Oh my God, it's
Totally.
really wild.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I can go for a little just a 5 minutes.
Are you in pain?
Uh, they have great medicine for that,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, uh, but they have such good painkiller, and I ask for more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not afraid to ask for more.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Now there's one corner I can go. Yeah, and just today I'm feeling better. Hi.
Good to
I
see
just
you.
say 5 minutes and then I got a visitor. But I just wanted to say hello and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's good to see you.
to see you too. Maybe we talk soon.
Yeah, sounds good.
Oh, did they disappear? Oh, but yeah. Bye.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. All right. Bye, everyone. Thanks so much for being here and thanks so much for sharing. Appreciate you all. Bye.